Hello, everybody. This is Miss Whimsy here, and I'm going to be playing a Bob Velseb Dating Sim demo. I'm not going to say what it actually says because this was supposed to be a kind of a joke, not safe for work kind of dating thing. Thank God it's a demo. Again, if there's any kind of swearing or inappropriate imagery in it, I will definitely blur that out. But for now, this is my first time playing. And I don't even know why I'm playing this because when it comes to Bob Velseb, I've always kind of saw him as more or less of a friend rather than somebody who I'd date. But enough about that. We're here to play a game and hopefully not get eaten alive by a cannibal. I'm also going to be exploring all the different options that are presented to me, and whether or not those are great options remains to be seen. Also, I'm only playing this game until Tender Lovin Cannibal comes out. That's the one I would really love to play. And again, it's not for romantic or sexual reasons. I do not feel that way about Bob Velseb at all. It's more or less a friendship thing with me. Okay, I'm not weird. I'm not weird. Okay, let's just get started. You must be an 18 and up to play. Warning, flashing lights, loud sounds, cartoon gore, implied murder, sexual themes / nudity, strong language, and mature humor. What is your name? Nah, don't worry. If I see anything inappropriate, I'm just gonna blur it out as best I could, or skip over it altogether, because I have the right editing tools for that at least. I'm going to nickname myself... What would be a good name? I'm gonna go with Millie, because that sounds like a good name. You look around your home, taking in all the furniture and smell. Wow, Grandma really knows how to decorate, but it's time to add my Millie flair. Perfect. You took in your surroundings of the newly decorated home, enjoying the new look that you gave. After a moment, you start to think to yourself, I wonder what I should do now. Okay, our first choice, go out or stay home. What do you think would happen if we stayed home? Let's try that. I'm feeling kind of hungry. Maybe I'll make something for myself. Let's see what Grandma has left for me. You walk over to the fridge and notice that there isn't much food. Checking the freezer, there was a single Hot Pocket, but you make do with what you have. After finishing your brief meal, you let out a sigh of disappointment. The food wasn't all that satisfying. Unfortunately, there wasn't anything else for you to eat, though. Walking up toward the trash, your nose caught a whiff of something. Taking a step back, you open up the trash can lid. Right when you did, there was a strong smell of something rancid. It was filled with garbage that has been sitting in there for who knows how long. Yuck, that is so gross. Grabbing the edge of the bag, you pull it out of the trash can and tie it up. You drag the filled up trash bag out to the garage and place it in a bin. Luckily, tomorrow is trash day. Opening up the garage door, you took the trash bin out to the curb. A chill went down your spine as the cool night breeze blew through you. With a shudder, you quickly turn around and went back inside the garage. As you walk up to the door to go inside, you notice it was slightly ajar. Oh shit. You stare at the door, trying to remember. Did you close it all the way when you went out? Oh. I'm starting to think staying home was a bad idea, guys. Entering your house slowly, figuring out if you did or not, there was a sound of shattering glass that came from upstairs. What was that? Curiosity got the best of you, and you went upstairs to see what that sound was. When you arrive at the top of the stairs, you notice a light coming from the bathroom inside the master bedroom. You don't recall leaving the bathroom light on. Maybe you left it on by accident? Taking shaky steps, you finally stood at the doorway of the bathroom. There was broken glass that was scattered all over the white porcelain tiles. Bending down, you pick up a piece of glass and held it up. Oh! There he is, guys. You swung your body around and stared at the figure in front of you. A tall, heavy-set man wearing a devil's mask and a dark red turtleneck sweater gazes at you with wide eyes. He stood there as he looms over you, holding up a knife in his hand. What? Did you know if you eat a human brain, you get a disease similar to mad cow? Oh! Game over. Oh, shit. That was a great start. Let's not stay home this time. Let's go out. You glance over at the clock and hum to yourself. The night was still young, and you felt like going into town to see what it has to offer. Leaving your cozy home, you saw that the sky was in a hazy gray color. It was littered with thick clouds with no sun in sight. Quickly opening up your phone, you checked the weather. You saw that it was going to rain, but later tonight. You totally have time. It didn't take you terribly too long, and you arrive in town. There weren't many people out and about, although you did see cars pass by once in a while. While you were doing some exploring, looking through the windows of each store, you felt a ping of hunger. You took out your phone and tried to look for a place nearby where you can get some sustenance. Candy Club or Boys and Grills? Boys and Grills, because we're here at the end of the day to see Bob. You stopped scrolling and saw Boys and Grills. The ratings were fairly high and the burger sounded pretty nice right about now. Walking for a block or two, you began to smell the savory and mouth-watering scent of grilled meat. Looking up, you saw a large Boys and Girls sign in big white letters. Seeing the door right in front of you, you push it open. There he is. He's not in his devil's costume, though. And he's happy to see us. I don't know if that's good or bad. Probably really bad. A small little bell rings in your ears as you walk in. Immediately you notice the style of the restaurant. It has a retro vibe to it, something you don't see often nowadays. There was a man standing behind the counter across from you. He had a wide smile on his face, a notepad ready in hand. Hey there, welcome to Boys and Grills. What can I get you started for you today? Hi, can I get a, You stare at the menu on the wall, looking at all the different options that the restaurant has to offer. Burger, what do you suggest? Sorry. Okay, I would not ask him, do you have anything vegan? Normally? Hang on, is there a save option here? There is. Okay. Sorry, do you have anything vegan? Okay, again, not a good choice. Not a good choice. The man's face darkens and his smile widens even more so than before, although that smile was not friendly whatsoever. Out of nowhere, he pulls out a shotgun from behind the counter and pointed it at your face. You're gonna regret using that filthy word round me. Oh no, you dirty grass muncher. Fuck you. Oh, nah. Bad word. Let's try that again. How about a burger? The man nods at you and scribbles on his notepad. You notice that his smile slightly falters, just a bit. Anything else? Nope, that's all. Alrighty then. The employee went to the kitchen, leaving you alone. You take a seat on one of the stools at the counter and wait for the man to come back with your food. While you waited, you noticed that the restaurant didn't have any other employees except him. Not long after he left, he came back with your food fairly quickly. The burger smells absolutely delicious, and you were ready to devour it all. Here you go, one burger. As you were eating, the man starts to converse with you. So I haven't seen you around these parts. Are you new around here? After dabbing her in the mouth with a napkin, you nod at him. Yeah, I just moved into my house today. Well, technically it's my grandma's. I'm just looking after it while she's gone. Oh, I see. Well, let me introduce myself. My name's Bob. What's yours? My name's Millie. It's nice to meet you, Bob. Nice to meet you too, Millie. You decide to continue on conversing with him. Might as well get to know at least one person in this town. For a second, you think about what else you wanted to ask to get to know Bob more. Ask about his job, ask him what he does in his free time. What's the safe bet here? Job. So how long have you been working here? Bob smiles at you, seemingly happy that he was having a conversation with someone. I've been working here for as long as I can remember. It's a family business that's been passed down on to me. Oh wow, you must really like working here then, huh? Bob chuckled and nodded as a large grin appears on his face. Yeah, I guess you could say that. Well, enough about me. What about you? Got any plans to do in town? You shake your head, deciding to be honest with him. Not really, no. I just don't have any clue on what to do in town, and I kind of also don't have any friends. Pausing for a second, you give Bob a hopeful look. Maybe we could be friends? Bob smiles at you while his eyes didn't leave you, almost like he was studying you. Eventually he answers, That sounds great, darling. Well, that's cute. You couldn't help yourself and smile with delight. It already felt like you were a part of this new town. Pulling your phone out of your pocket, you got it in your contacts app and then held it in front of Bob. Would you like to exchange numbers? It'll be my pleasure. Bob pulls out his own and the two of you switch devices. Add your name and number, add your name and number pizzazz. I'm a pizzazz kind of person. You type in your name and then your phone number. Right beside your name, you add some emojis that represented your personality. After you were done, you hand back Bob's phone to him. Give me a ring anytime. Anyways, I'm gonna have to kick you out of my restaurant now. It's just about closing time. Glancing over at the clock, you let out a gasp in surprise. Oh, I am so sorry. I'll get out of your hair and let you do your thing. To quickly gobble down your food, you stuck your hand in your pocket, pulling out some money. Here you go. It's nice talking with you. Oh, sorry. Nice talking with you, Bob. Oh, and by the way, keep the change. I can't believe I thought I was reading him at first. Hopping off the stool, you made your way toward the exit of the establishment. As you were about to pull open the door, Bob calls out to you. Oh, before you go, remember to be safe. You never know who's roaming around town. Yeah, like you creeper. Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Thanks. After you give him a wave goodbye, you finally left. Well, we didn't get murdered yet. Good thing. Probably saved. While you were walking home, you couldn't help but repeat what Bob said to you. In fact, it sort of made you feel paranoid. It felt as if someone was watching you from a distance. But every time you take a quick glance behind you, there wasn't anyone there. It was just your mind playing tricks on you. At least you hoped it was just that. You made it back to the safety of your home. Letting out a sigh of relief, you could feel the stress all melt away. Walking upstairs, you make your way to your bathroom to begin your nightly routine. Once you were finished, you heard your phone notification go off. Turning your attention to it, you saw a text message from Bob. Good night. Message him back, ignored him. I don't think ignoring him would be the best idea. Oh shit. Ignore? Swipe the notification away, ignoring his text. You head back into your room. You walk over to your window seat and took a look outside, watching the rain pour down. Again, guys, I want to get on his good side as much as possible, but I'm also here to explore every option, so let's do that, and we probably will die. Whatever. A cute little dog peeing on a red fire hydrant was outside. It lifts its head up to look at you and went on its merry way. Aw. At that moment, you decided it was time for you to head to bed. Going underneath the safety and the warmth of the covers, you made yourself comfortable. Gazing up at your ceiling-painted stars, you let out a tired sigh. Slowly but surely, you drift off to sleep, thinking about the events of today. Am I gonna die because I ignored him? You wake up the next day to the sound of birds and the warmth of sunlight, bathing the room in an ethereal glow. Rubbing your eyes and looking around the room, you take in the sight. As you descend the stairs, you remember your fridge is still empty. Grumbling, you turn around and get ready to leave the house. The morning chill wakes you up from your groggy state. After some deliberation, you decide to walk to a grocery store you noticed the other day. Oh wow, that was not a far walk at all. How convenient. You smile. It's the little things that make life worth living. Okay, Frank just crashed into the store. Are you alright, man? A tear runs down your face at the injustice of it all. Oh, it's Jack and John. Whoa, calm down there. Oh, I apologize. I didn't see you there. You clasp your hands together and give them an apologetic look. They do not look amused. Why does the tall one look so on edge? Ask about the van. Ask... What? I'm not gonna ask them if they're dating. I'm gonna ask them about the van. Are you here to respond to the... He points at a badly busted van in front of you in the distance. Situation? The short cop turns to gaze upon the pandemonium as the tall one steps aside. Well, we were, but the paramedics seem to have it under control. Ah, the awkwardness is unbearable. Compliment the tall one, I have always liked Jack a little more. He just seemed goofier. John's always been a bit, I'm not gonna call him mean as much as he's a little more serious, so I'm gonna compliment the tall one. Looking over at the taller cop, he shot him a friendly grin. You got a really nice hair. What kind of brands have you been using? It seems like your compliment flattered a tall cop. In the meantime, the shorter cop beside him rolls his eyes. I've been using a new conditioner. I guess it's working pretty well, huh? Anywho, you can call me Officer Jack, and this right here is Officer John. You spoke to both cops, doing some casual small talk and getting to know each other just a bit. Jack and John seem to look more comfortable with you now. It seems you have won them over. Sorry for being so on edge. We have a killer alert, you know? He looks away and his facial expression sours. Sick bastard. The atmosphere becomes somber and you don't know how to proceed. John takes one last drag from his cigarette before crushing it beneath his foot. He takes a fresh pack from his pocket and looks up at you while opening it. We suggest you stay alert. Avoid going outside at night, especially around unlighted areas like alleyways, parking lots, streets. You get the gist of it. He shrugs his shoulders non-committally and lights his cigarette. Did you say a killer? The two cops glance at each other and then stare at you with a look of confusion on their faces. You haven't heard? You shook your head slowly. Being new, you weren't really aware or sure what has been happening around town. There have been some killings and disappearances. The bodies we managed to find were gruesome, to say the least. Oh, how terrible. They were dismembered in a way that makes us think it's the same culprit. Any leads are helpful. Here's a number you can call if you get any info that could be of use. You feel for them. They must be desperate for information. You can't imagine their stress. Searching within your mind, you try to recall any important details or information that could aid to their investigation. Nope, nothing noteworthy. John nudges Jack on the shoulder. We've been here too long. It's time to get back to work. Alright, we'll be on our way. Remember to keep an eye out for any suspicious activity. Okay, it was nice meeting you. You wave as they drive away. Where did Frank go? You stare at the mangled grocery store that is now caught on fire, and sigh. Guess I have an excuse to try that candy place. Oh, we're gonna go see Kevin. It didn't take too long for you to arrive at the candy club. The automatic doors slide open, and your senses were hit with the aroma of sweets and the bright colors of candy. The cheery atmosphere overrides the disappointment from the grocery store situation. Hey, Kevin. Across from you, standing beside the register, was a man organizing items behind the counter, seemingly unaware of you entering the store. Hi. Oh, sorry, I didn't see you there. How can I help you? Oh, I'm just browsing. Sorry to disturb you. The man behind the counter squints his eyes at you. Are you new around town? You smile bashfully. Is that obvious? Everyone kind of knows each other in this town. Oh, how nice. By the way, my name is Kevin. What's yours? My name's Millie. Nice to meet you, Kevin. It's nice to meet you, too. Let me know if you need any of my assistance. With a brief nod, you give him your thanks. Taking a look around the store, you browse through the clear, long tubes filled with colorful sweets, along with the shelves lined against the wall. After some browsing, you realize everything is a bit out of budget. Kevin, noticing you were having difficulty choosing, walks up to you. Hey, need help making a decision? You jump slightly and turn to look at him sheepishly. Not exactly. I'm sort of short on money at the moment. You giggle awkwardly. The man gives you a sympathetic smile. You know, if you need a job, we are hiring. Kevin points at the flyer stuck on the door behind you. There's some information on that flyer over there. If you do work here, you get some nice discounts on all candies in the store. Although, some of the kids are kind of annoying. Oh man, it'd be so funny to run into Skid and Pump right now. Thank you so much. That sounds perfect. You smile brightly, unable to contain your excitement. What could be better than discounts on candy? Kevin staggers back and raises his hands, overwhelmed by your enthusiasm. Well, the job isn't great, so don't get your hopes too high, but I'd be happy to have you on board. Can't wait to get started. You wave Kevin goodbye. As you leave, you see the ad about a new position on a tear-off flyer. Ripping one off, you place it in your pocket and walk home. I was worried for a second. I thought something was going to attack me. Entering your house, you make a beeline toward your kitchen, but you had to stop in your tracks when the sickening stench of rancid trash invades your senses. Mortified, you pulled the bag from the trash can and drag it into the bin outside. Returning to the kitchen, you hesitantly open your freezer, fearing the potential horrors lying within. Do you not trust your own grandma either? Also, why does trash bother you that much? Fortunately, all it contains is a single freezer-burned Hot Pocket. After your underwhelming dinner, you can't help but compare it to the much better meal you had at Boys and Grills the night before. You think about texting him. After some deliberation, you pick up your phone. I mean, we did ignore him earlier. Maybe we should at least say hi. Hi. You text Bob and set your phone down on the couch. Standing up, you go to your room to finish unpacking. By the time you finish, it is dark out and your body is exhausted. You sigh and get ready to sleep. After completing your nightly routine, you grab your phone and lie in bed, checking if Bob has messaged you back. Not seeing a response, you shrug your shoulders and presume he must be working. You play Angry Birds Star Wars for half an hour. Okay, that's cool. That's my favorite Angry Birds game, actually. When you get a notification. Hi. Now what? Well, you might as well send him a nice text. Hope you had a good day. Sure. There wasn't much else to talk about, and the conversation seems to have died right at the get-go. Turning off your phone, you just leave it at that. Closing your eyes, you think back to the last couple of days here in this weird little town. You met some odd but interesting people along the way. Unable to help yourself, a small smile creeps up on your face. You were excited to get to know more of the townspeople and for what the future holds. Until then, you let your sleep finally overtake you. And that's the end of the demo. Hang on. So if we messaged him back, good night to you too, Bob. No, he doesn't show up. Okay. What if we compliment, I've played a few, dating sims before in the past. Kinda know how they work, because you see they got skip down there, and auto, and menu. Yeah. Let's compliment the short one now. John. You got a pretty cool mustache. Oh, thanks. Anyways, I'm Officer John, and this is my partner, Officer Jack. Getting casually converse, yeah. And we're comfortable with you. Okay, what if we complimented, Bob's cooking? Hi, Bob. Sorry if I'm being a nuisance. I just couldn't help but think about the delicious burger I ordered the other day. You are very talented. Glad you liked it, I think is what he said. I skipped through it too quickly. That was stupid of me. Alright, let's go to the beginning again. And I want to see what happens if we go visit, the candy club first. You decide to head to the candy club. Not really food to satisfy your hunger, but you did want some candy right about now. Yeah. Seen all that. Welcome to the candy club. Okay, we've already been through these conversations. Okay, I'm gonna save again. Buy candy, don't buy candy. You know, screw it. I want to buy candy. There was one candy that caught your eye. It is heavily discounted, and you see that there are a lot of them in stock. Being pretty tight on money, you decide to grab a few to eat for later. Walking over to the counter, you place your items in front of Kevin. You sure you want those? Yeah, what's wrong with them? To be honest, I have no idea. Every time I ask customers what's wrong, they always give me vague answers. I just assume they don't like the taste at all. You just give them a shrug and grin. It's alright, I'm not all that picky. Suit yourself. Kevin places your items in a brown paper bag with a pink bow and told you to total. You hand over the cash you had in your pocket, hoping it was enough. Luckily it was. Alright, here you go. Thanks for coming in. Come again soon. Thanks, Kevin. See you around. You waved to the store clerk goodbye. As you were leaving, you saw the ad posted on the door about a new position opening on a tear-off glider. Ripping it off, you placed it in your pocket, took a step outside the candy store. The sky was pitch black and you swore you heard a rumble in the distance. Not spending too much time, you quickly made your way back home before you got caught in the rain. At least you tried to. What do you mean? It was just a sprinkle until the rain began to pour down on you harder. Running down the sidewalk, you stomp on the wet pavement, trying to get back home as fast as you could. In the distance, a dark figure appears in front of you, making you stop in your tracks. Oh, no. From the poorly lit street, you could barely make out the silhouette of a large, heavy-set man, and you see a pair of horns coming out of his head. The figure starts to come toward you rapidly, and without another thought, you turn into a dark alleyway. Eventually, though, you come up to a dead end. Crap. Crap indeed. Is this another game over? There were heavy sounds of footsteps behind you, getting closer and closer. Spinning your body around, you press your back against the wall. You tremble where you stood, staring at the figure while they tower over you. We're probably gonna die again, aren't we? If that wasn't creepy enough, the man also has a wide smile that was split across his face, showcasing all of his teeth to you. Did you know the body is 10% of your body weight? Oh, blood, yeah. Through the rain and thunder, you heard his voice. It was deep and laced with a southern drawl. The devil took a step forward, and you realized what he was holding in his hand. A knife. While the figure was closing in, the gap between the two of you, you desperately tried to think of a plan to get out there. Run or throw candy. Running doesn't seem like the best option. All I know is whenever I would watch Spooky Month, candy would always distract Bob. So why don't we throw candy to distract him? And then maybe we can squeeze by him? Save. I guess, I don't know. Throw candy. An idea quickly came to you. It wasn't foolproof to say the least, but it was worth a shot. You swing the paper bag, throwing it at the demon's face as hard as you can, in hopes it would distract him. On his face? We could have done it to the ground. The red devil grunts right on impact, stumbling back while he holds his face. Taking this opportunity, you decide to make a run for it, but it was a fruitless attempt. You feel your arm getting a rough tug, and the man slams you back against the wall. The devil bends down and picks up the now soaked paper bag off the ground. He opens it up, pulling out your discounted gummies. Knives. How fitting. Thanks for the treat, darling. The demon took this moment to eat your candy while he stood there, shivering in the rain and unable to escape. He ate the gummies in handfuls after handfuls. After he was almost done, he held the last gummy knife up, tossing the trash to the side as he stares back up at you with wide eyes. Well, it was nice to meet you, but it's a darn shame we gotta cut things short. Funny joke, Bob. Oh my god. He threw the gummy into his mouth and starts to make his way closer to you, raising his actual knife in the air. Squeezing your eyes shut, you mentally prepare yourself for your demise. There was a deep and long rumble, and it didn't sound like it came from the storm. Opening your eyes, you saw the demon standing there, frozen in place. Uh-oh. I guess the candy got to him. He takes a couple of steps back away from you while his face contorts, looking up. Stay right there and don't move. The devil turns around and ran off, leaving you in the alleyway. Like hell I'm gonna listen to you. There was no way you were staying in a dark alleyway on your own, especially in the rain. Not listening to the man, you made your way back to the entrance. You made sure that there were no signs of the demon anywhere and left the area immediately. You walk home unhurriedly despite the rain, hoping the cold rain will calm your head. Unfortunately, upon reaching your house, your attempts are proven futile. What the frick? Why is a grown-ass man running around in a Halloween costume by himself? Hey, what are you trying to say, Millie? Even grown-ups can trick or treat. Was he going to kill me? Was I going to die? Did I just escape death? Yes, yes, and yes. Does he live nearby? Will I run into him again? What am I gonna do? I won't be able to recognize him without the mask. Yes, probably. I don't know. There's the answers to all your questions, Millie. Taking a deep breath, you frown and rub your temples. There's no use in stressing now. Stress will only inhibit your ability to think. Suddenly you become acutely aware of your sopping wet clothes. I should probably take a shower. And then bedtime. As you prepare for bed, your fears and apprehensions are slowly replaced with the anticipation of a new day. You decide to walk over to the window, hoping the soothing sound of rain will calm your nerves. You stare out of the window and notice a dark figure down below, standing on the sidewalk. It was as if the figure was staring right at you. Furrowing your eyebrows, you lean a little closer to the window, trying to get a better look. Oh, there's Bob. A jolt of fear goes down your spine. You blink again. Oh. You shook your head to yourself and let out a small laugh. It seems like your exhaustion was getting to you. Heading over to your bed, you went underneath the safety of your soft covers. As you lay there, you look at the ceiling waiting for sleep to overtake you, but it's hard to get any shut-eye when your brain is in turmoil. You start counting the stars. Barely managing to reach 100, you drift to sleep. Well, we nearly died. That's cool. Okay. We already asked them about the van. I'm always going to keep complimenting Jack because he's my favorite. Asked him about the killer, told him about the devil guy. I don't think ratting Bob Bob out would be the best course of action. But... alleyways? Most bodies were found in alleyways. I think the killer didn't want to go through the trouble of carrying the corpse. Clasping your chin, you hum and ruminate. Both cops perk up, looking at you with interest. They are desperate for any leads. You sigh and shake your head, your body slumping in defeat. I'm so sorry. I don't think the information I have will be of any use to your investigation. Jack's face sobers while John exhales and rubs his temple. John grabs the notebook and shoots you a small smile. Any information is helpful. You should shoot your shot. Smile back at him. I was taking a walk last night, but when I was cornered by a man with a knife, he was about to stab me, but I managed to escape with my life thanks to some quick thinking and some gummy candy. Gummy candy? Yes, he ate the whole bag, but ended up getting an upset stomach and running to the nearest restroom. Both officers stare at you dumbfounded. Is this a joke? You frown, offended by their incredulity. I would never lie about something so important. Fine, we'll give you the benefit of the doubt. Give us this description. You tap your chin and hum. John clicks his pen, preparing to write. He had a deep voice and a lovely accent, very pleasant to the ears, totally my type if it wasn't for this... John clears his voice, ending your rambling. Can you give us a more practical description? Well, he was wearing a devil costume. I'm guessing middle-aged, probably between 40 and 50 years old. He smelled like pennies. John stops writing and Jack squints his eyes, bewildered. This guy your type? John has Jack on the shoulder. We've been here too long. It's time to get back to work. John nods and turns to you. We will keep your account in mind. Stay safe. Oh wait, before we go, here's a number. Call. Yeah. Thank you. Have a nice day. Wave as they drive away. You stare at the mangled grocery store that is now on fire. Guess I have an excuse to try that burger place. Oh, oh no. We're gonna see him right after he tried to attack us. That's nice. Hi there. Welcome to Boys and Grills. What can I get for you? Hi. Let's be nice. What do you recommend? The worker stares at you hard and he grins. Well, I'm glad you asked. I think you'll like the Big Boy Burger. It's a pretty special burger, nothing like it. You couldn't help but chuckle and give him a nod. Sure, sounds good. He roughly scribbles down your order. Yeah. You hear the lead of his pencil break. He briefly pauses and looks up at you. He's not happy. Can I get you anything else? Nope, that'll be all. Gotcha. He doesn't look very happy now. What's the burger like? That actually looks a lot better than the last one. Picking it up, you say goodbye to the burger. The sound of hum as the flavor occupied your taste buds. It had a distinct taste to it. Nothing quite like a burger you've ever tried before. I don't want to know what you just gave me, Bob. While you were savoring the taste, the man was giving you a proud look. So what do you think? It's fine, it's great. It's great. His hard stare softens a bit as he blinks. He seems to appreciate your answer, at least you hope that it did. I'm glad. While you're eating, the man studies you. Have we met before? After dabbing your mouth with a napkin, you shake your head. No, I don't think so. I just moved into my house yesterday. Well, technically it was my grandma's. Bob. Nice to meet you, Bob. Same to you. Ask him what he does in his free time. Bob seems to take a moment, tapping his finger on the counter as he hums in thought. It looks like he found his answer. I enjoy cooking, and I think I'm pretty good at trivia. Want to know some facts? You give Bob an excited nod. A smirk appears on his face as he spoke. Did you know that executioners used to harvest human fat and sell it as medicine? Cool. Didn't know that. Guess you learn something new every day. He nods as he hums, staring down at you with his white-toothy grin plastered on his face. Got any plans to do in town? No, not really. Maybe we could be friends. This is the most awkward thing for him. Bob smiles at you, but it seems a bit off. He just stares at you like he was studying you. The silence is almost deafening. Eventually, it gives you your answer. That sounds great. Yeah, and we're still exchanging numbers. Why not? Instead of it would be my pleasure, it's why not. I'm still gonna put pizzazz on it. Because you skipped dinner last night, you are famished. You scarf down your food like a rabid animal. You lean back and sigh in contentment. You stick your hand in your pocket, pull out money. Here we go. Before you go, be safe. You don't know who's roaming around. He says it with amusement as if it is an inside joke between you both, but you fail to see the humor in the statement. Nevertheless, you shake off your unease and smile. Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Thanks. While you were walking home, you kept repeating what Bob said to you. It was filled with paranoia. You walked to your kitchen sink to wash off the burger grease from your hands. It may not have been the healthiest or most tidy burger, but it sure was delicious. Take out the trash. Head to your room and unpack. Okay. So I'm going to go the flirty route, I guess. So the question is, like, what if I, hang on a minute. What if I, instantly met him and said, let's try that. Are you on the menu? His eyes became wide along with a smile. Oh, darling, you hardly know me. He stares at you and cocks his head to the side, inquisitively scanning you with his eyes. But what can I really get for a sweet thing like yourself? Well, anything you make is probably delicious. The man hums to himself and glances to the side. He then perks up, turning his attention back to you. I think I got just a burger. I'll even add some extra for you. Okay, I'll give it a shot, thank you. The employee gives you a nod and disappears into the kitchen while you wait on the counter. To kill some time, you scroll through your phone. You can feel your stomach rumbling within you, hungry for food as you smell the savory aroma of meat cooking from the kitchen. As you wait, you took notice that there aren't any employees working around. It's like this man's the only one in the restaurant doing everything. Yeah, this guy's like he's like an army. Luckily, you didn't have to wait terribly long. Came back with a burger. Here you go, darling. It's on the house. Oh, wow, we got a free burger out of that. You don't have to do that. Don't worry about it, I insist. Thank you, it's very kind of you. Pretty much like the same. It's like the big boy burger, okay. So what do you think? It's great. His face lights up and you saw a smile stretch across his face. It's clear that the man is very satisfied with your answer. Told you it was the best. What do you do in your free time? Will you give us a different answer? Or would it be the same creepy answer? Did you know that the word sweetbread is a culinary term for the thymus and pancreas gland of an animal? It's considered a delicacy in many parts of the world. So... here, I'm gonna save over this. What if I go, I already knew that. Give him a little lazy shrug. Bob raises a brow as his eyes bore into you. Oh no. Making you shift in your weight. Your weight in your seat awkwardly. Uh-huh. Why do I have a feeling you're lying? How about you give me a fact? You seem like you know a thing or two. Wasn't much else to say. That was the only fact that I knew. Right. That wasn't very nice of us. Let's always be nice to him. He's still kind of iffy about being friends, even. I'm sorry. It's the funniest thing about, just seeing Frank crash into the store back there. Alright, I'm gonna ask him. Are you two dating? That's personal. That's great. Okay, what do I do now? I think I've explored everything except for, when Bob cornered me. Yeah, let's go to the candy club, buy candy, throw candy, blah blah blah. I'm not gonna rat Bob out. Are you on the menu? No. Oh, sorry. Why don't you order some... Yeah, he's not in a great mood if you run into him in the alleyway and then run into him in Boys and Grills. Yeah, it's all the same answers. Yeah, it's all the same answers. Okay, I think that's it for now. This was a Bob Velseb Dating Sim demo. And again, it's not the one I wanted, because this one seems a little too mature for my liking. But it was alright. It was a time killer. And until Tender Lovin Cannibal comes out, I have this to deal with. And even if the full game of this came out, I would not play it, because it's kind of inappropriate, and I don't want YouTube to like jump on my case about it and be like, oh no, take this crap off. You know what I mean? There'd be so much stuff I'd have to censor, and even then I'm not comfortable posting that kind of stuff. But anyway, this was just something I wanted to do to pass the time, and I hope you guys enjoyed it for what it's worth. So thanks. I normally do not game. But yeah, hope you enjoyed. This is Miss Whimsy signing out.